So, what after decluttering? Hi, I'm Maya. I make videos about responsible design, conscious consumption, and sustainable lifestyle. And today I'm coming to you with the third part of creating my capsule wardrobe series. In first part, I have done some decluttering. Then in second part, I was curating my summer wardrobe. And right now it's time to take care of all those decluttered clothing pieces, which in my opinion is one of the hardest steps and also the one that nobody talks about. I think most of the people just create decluttering videos and later we don't see the boxes, bags of clothes that are lying around waiting to be dealt with. I wanted to share with you my process and what I'm doing with the stuff that I have decided to get rid of. I try to avoid throwing things away and also I try to avoid donating because I believe resell stuff, there's bigger chance that these clothes will be used. If we pay for something, then we are more likely to take care of these things. So I want to sell as much stuff as I can. Also, this video, I will be creating it throughout multiple days. It's a long process. Even if you have watched previous videos, you know that they were a few months ago. So it really takes time, and also not doing everything at once gives you this opportunity to rethink some stuff and maybe declutter more or think of other options to repurpose these things. In this video, I will show you how I prepare clothes to be sold. I have divided the clothes that I want to sell for those that are more for summer and for those that are more for autumn winter. And my priority for now is to sell the summer clothing pieces because it's August and it can be hard to sell them even now, but I want to try it this season, and if they don't go, then I will leave them for next year. There is higher chance that the clothing pieces will be sold because they will be corresponded to current season. Be mindful of what you are selling when you are selling it, because in most cases sites on which you are selling your clothing aren't renewing your stuff, just they are adding new ones as other people are selling theirs. So it's really important to be specific with what you are selling when you are selling it. I have 2 dogs, so I need to get rid of all the fur from these clothing pieces. I have washed them. It's really important that you are preparing the clothes that you want to sell. I will take some photos, and at the same time I will be taking some measurements to put in the description. The descriptions and photos I will be doing all at once, so that if there's some detail that I should mention in the description, I also want it to be on the photo. At the same time, I can just measure it so that I know what to put in the description. Okay, so it's a pretty long process and it's another day. Probably I could do it in one day, but I'm really busy, so I just take little steps throughout the week, and hopefully at the end of this week it will be finished. I have ironed all the clothes that I want to sell, and I have taken pictures. Actually, as you can see here, I have some white background for flat lay pictures, and also I have used a hanger on a white lamp, white background, so that all the pictures are pretty sharp. You can see the item. It's really important to have plain background of the picture if you want to sell something, so that this item is visible and aesthetic. Also, I have measured everything and I took pictures of the pieces with measuring tape. I think I haven't said that I'm using Vinted to sell my clothes, but you can use other apps as well. It's just the easiest for me to use. I try to divide the pieces that I want to sell into days. I don't upload everything at once. I put 3 or 4 each day. I have already uploaded shorts and skirts. Today I want to upload dresses, and then later on each of the categories. If your item has something that it's broken or some imperfections, it's really important to write it down and to be transparent about what you are selling. First of all, there's higher chance that someone will return the item. Also, you just want to be fair with others, and later get the opinion, and you want good opinions so that more people will buy from you in the future. So if object has any imperfections, then make sure to write it down. Also, a good practice is to write down measurements, because then it's easier for the buyers, and also you will have less work if you do it at once, and then later you won't get messages asking for measurements if you put them up front. If you take pictures of yourself in clothing, they are more likely to be sold. But for example, most of my clothing pieces that I'm selling don't really fit me, so I won't be doing this. If you can, then try it. Maybe it will work for you. Unfortunately, I don't have this option. Try to write all the details that you can see on the photo. For example, what is the fabric made out of? Maybe you can find a label and take a picture of the label. If something doesn't have a label, also write it down. Include all the details so that it's easier for the buyer, but also do it in really compact way. Don't write too much, so that it's really simple and visible. Also, don't use filters. Try not to edit photos too much. Filters can change how the color looks. If you think that photo doesn't represent the color well, then you can try to match it to how it looks in real life, or you can try to write it down in the description as well. Now we just have to wait. As I said, I'm doing this in some chunks so that the platform knows that I'm actively uploading stuff. I need to keep in mind, and if you are doing this as well, you should keep in mind that it's a long process and probably not all the things will be sold the first day. So still you have to store somewhere these items, but at least you have the knowledge that you have taken those steps to sell it. I have written down all the pieces and I have all the informations on a list, and also you can see everything in the app. It's a good practice to look how long something is lying around. If it's not selling, maybe re-upload it again. If an item doesn't sell, then it's a good idea to think of other ways to get rid of them. You can donate it. Look for some donation options that you think will be more sustainable and really would use these items, won't go to waste, and it won't be a burden for other people. You can also think of upcycling the fabrics that are used in these clothes that you can't sell. Probably these items are in good shape because you are selling them. They should be in good shape if you are selling them. There are many options. I believe that selling is the best one, but it's not the only one. And also it's just a long process and you have to wait for something to happen and for these things to be sold. If you have taken good pictures, if you have written all the things down, then there's a high probability of them being sold. But we need to remember that even the second-hand market is full of clothing pieces and we don't really need more. So still, there's high probability that they won't be sold. That's just how it is. I'm also digitalizing my wardrobe and I have some other things from decluttering that need repairing or upcycling, and I will be creating next video. Hopefully it will be uploaded in the near future, and if you are interested in this, then make sure to subscribe. If you have other ideas or other stuff that you want to see from me, then let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week. Bye!